Once more we are born out into this world. This world where we have died, and we will return once more, to die once more. Yet more flames amidst the grass, it seems. The flowers lead westward, and it coincides with my interests. But I would not like to be weighed down quite so. Let's see. Oh dear, it seems he spotted me. I am curious though. Why did these orange flowers cease once we got here? Well, they led me to this encounter, and the path leads west further. I think I'll follow it, see what I can't find. No ruin fragments on this one. Oh. The orange flowers continue, mixed with red hexes. 5 and 6 amidst one another. And then joined by white 6-petaled ones as well. That is an interesting transition. Another site of grace. Lost, but now found. Stormhill's shack. I suppose this is Stormhill still. Now, resting noble mage, what have you to offer? You seem to have relaxed a little bit too much here. Perhaps burdens have weighed you down too much, and need to be retrieved from your person. Another one which has a key. Looks in the direction of Stormvale. And yet, it's only directed that way, not looking at all. I guess you can't really see too terribly much with the storm veiling everything. Regardless, we are greeted with the sight of another here. One who is slumped over in a similar way, but has not in fact perished. Crimson of cloak with silver borders. Crimson and silver going together, we should remember. And there is a pendant clasping it together. It would seem to be green obsidian. Very interesting. She wears what appears to be some sort of silken garb below that, along with soft leather traveling boots and gloves, with frills coming out, showing that these are lined and must be extremely comfortable, at least in a warm condition. I'm not so sure if this place might be the perfect environment for that sort of apparel, but let's see who this is. Perhaps, but I don't know. Maybe she'll be friendly enough to entertain such a thing someday.
Everyone's been grafted. Everyone who came with me. They crossed the sea for me, they fought for me. Only to have their arms taken. Their legs taken, even their heads taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know, if you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid? It's quite a lark when you think about it.
Well, sitting sideways. I suppose we can mimic her now. Thank you for the gift. I shall join you. Now then, this that she has said explains to us what Kennethite was warning about. Godric is having his men hunt down Tarnished, and perhaps others, in order to procure material to produce more creatures like the grafted scion that we defeated at the Chapel of Anticipation. And perhaps also the choicest specimens might be used for himself, since he is referred to as Godric the Grafted. This young woman says that the victims of this wretched process become chrysalids. This seems to refer to the process of caterpillars entering into a state where they appear to lose their limbs as they shed their outer husk and prepare for their metamorphosis, that they might transition into a butterfly. This is rather eloquent and flowery language. Perhaps it's a way for her to look on the bright side of things and say that after death, their spirits shall eventually emerge and find freedom, no matter how gruesome their end. The way she says it, though, she makes it sound as if she could somehow tell that these men's spirits went dormant after the traumatic deaths, and they would need to have some time before they were capable of emerging. There are layers to this matter, though. For while she says chrysalids, the image of a spider preying upon them evokes notions of its prey being wrapped in its silk. And that may well be what she witnessed. The men, after they were butchered, being wrapped up in some sort of burial cloth. Since moths and butterflies both start out as caterpillars, but moths produce silk cocoons in which they wrap themselves when preparing to metamorphose. Much as spiders do to their victims, it stands therefore to reason that she could have confused these terms, thinking chrysalid means the same as cocoon does. Alternatively, both options could be true. She could potentially have seen such a thing happening to their spirit, and she also could have seen their mutilated corpses being wrapped up in such manner. Who knows? We'll have to listen in more and find out. But lastly, let us consider that she calls this a lark, which could either mean that she's calling her entire adventure a farce, a shaggy dog story, or she could be trying to convince herself that her friends are actually fine because their spirits are immortal and are going to be as free as a bird, in order that she might try to cope. Maybe we'll be able to determine which of these is more true later. But let us continue. I'm sure she has more to say than that.
You're all on your own, are you? And heading to Stormvale Castle? Enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Oh, you've come to be one with the spider? Well, that makes us two peas in a pod. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off. Or legs. Or your head. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven.
I am not entirely alone. You see, there are 3 other loners with me. My triplet wolves who share one ash. We're all alone together, you see. So we don't have to face the world apart. But that is interesting. So Vare is working for Godric then. Or at the very least happens to be targeting multiple newly arrived Tarnish who conveniently have no maiden to offer them guidance, and chooses to steer them towards Godric's home. This behavior, elucidated as it has now been by this woman's account, suggests some sort of relationship, some sort of job that Vare is bound up in, either directly or indirectly connected to Godric. Considering his blood-stained hands, Nereus's title as a bloody finger, and Godric's apparent willingness to employ his servants in the stewardship of his castles, I now think that it's safe to say that the man in the white mask is truly loyal to the Lord of Blood. It is unfortunate that this woman has become convinced it's cowardly to wish to avoid the graft, though. She likely truly just wants to rejoin her companions, but struggles to accept what that would entail. Courage is only virtuous, if paired with prudence and temperance, after all. Discretion is necessary in such matters as this, as well as discernment.
Oh, I know. Can you take this little one along with you?
This little one, she says, suggesting some sort of diminutive nature to this spirit which we are being offered. But I've seen spirit jellyfish before, and they are, I think, more voluminous than the average adult human. As such, we must be careful in consideration of what she might mean by that as we read the item description shortly.
The poor thing deserves someone braver than myself. And the spirits look rather fondly upon you. It'll be glad of your company, I think, the little un.
The poor thing also suggests a tragedy associated with the spirit, and perhaps all such jellies in general. She then proceeds, after disparaging her character once more, to call the spirit the little un, infantilizing it further with her choice of verbiage. This must be intentional, emphasizing this aspect of the character to ensure that we understand something. Upon reading the description, we see the spirit is not actually an it, but a she. A floating spirit that illuminates its surroundings. Prone to tears, this jellyfish girl searches for her distant home. Will bravely spew poison at foes on her summoner's behalf. It seems her name is Aurelia. A girl, in fact, she is. The emphasis was being delivered so that we might understand that these are the ashes of a child. One whose only way of fighting, should we choose to force her to do so, is to projectile vomit at our foes. And she has a name, Aurelia, which means the Golden One. This immediately makes me think of the red-haired maiden before us, who, it might be worth saying, seems rather young and frightened. Aurelia is described as bravely spewing at our foes, if she must. But is this really so far beyond what this young woman's own state represents? After all, no one is in a position to force little Red here to fight, so we can see what she can do. And one last thing. The spirits look rather fondly on us, she says. Why? What is so special about us that they would do so? Is it just that we can see and listen to them? Is that even a special trait, really? Well, something to think about. But first, let us talk to her a little bit more.
It was a pleasure to see you. Oh, can you pass on a message for me? If you see the little chrysalids in Stormvale Castle, tell them I love them. And that, despite my craven heart, I'm sure I'll be joining their club soon enough. I'm finally getting the hang of this whole pain thing, you know.
A pleasure to see and meet you as well. Though you did not introduce yourself. But, oh, dear child. That is not something to be happy to be used to. Fine, though. I'll find them and tell them that you love them. I suppose here, she actually means little, quite literally, though, as they've been cut down to size. Regardless, farewell, until we meet once more. After, perhaps, I'm done in there. Onwards and upwards. We shall see what this road brings us to. Primarily, it would seem, skulls. And with them, runes. And a patrol of Godric's soldiers is now present. Easy enough to dispatch, but quite noteworthy that there were so many of them. It does feel like there was a different skull up there as well. I don't know what happened to it. Disconcerting. The red continues. The red-orange flowers, 5 of petal. They're joined now by a sort of more fuchsia, mauve, pinkish red. Almost what some people would call crimson. Seems we have our presence graced by a scarab here. Wild strikes. Someone arrived here and died wielding their weapon without any sort of discipline or training. Curious. I suppose quite a few must be very desperate to reach the castle indeed. But I don't think I'm actually ready to reach that place yet. We now know the path to Stormvale. He's right by this shack. But I believe it's the case there is a little bit more to be explored further to the east. Sorry, no. Further to the west. Down below. Ah! There's a skull. Down below the shack. And off to this side. More of those white flowers over this way. Ah, spirit jellyfish. I wonder what brings you here, friend. It's just staying there, out of the way. I wonder, does that mean a child was slaughtered, or perhaps... they must have fallen down the cliff. Let's see what's actually above that cliff, since it's so close. If we can. No, it's looking like we aren't actually able to reach that area as of now. But there are more spirit jellyfish above. That's rather disturbing. More white flowers leading our way this way. There is a means of actually climbing the cliff. Thank you for lighting the way. Oh, and a wise bird. Root resin. The great tree must wind its way through here, or something of the sort. The white flowers join the red ones here. Oh dear. There are some angry spirits in this area. What could possibly have set them off? I'll have to be quite careful and make sure that I take things rather slowly. Is that an arteria leaf? An arteria leaf amongst dead, angry children. I wonder what that could be about. And what have you to offer? Oh! It would seem this place is infested with those who live in death. Dear, oh dear. These rascals gave me quite the spook. But now they are put to rest. So, you've got angry spirits dwelling here, risen dead seeking to snuff out life due to their own anger. Good amount of them as well. There's a lot of danger here. Lots of potential for angering these kind and gentle spirits. Oh, I forgot the spirits returned to the crucified as well during the night. And a blood rose was offered. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that signifies this man was a bloody finger, or if it's simply saying that their sacrifice, their bloodletting, is something that a bloody finger found amusing. But what have you? Godric's soldier ashes. So Godric's soldiers died here, slain amongst all of these spirits, and left their remnants, their spirits clinging to their ashen remains, which have been stripped of identity now, it would seem, if that's any indication there. But these two are quite distracted by what this noble sorcerer has. What is it? Magic grease. Oh dear. Oh dear. Ah. I don't want to harm you. Oh, ay. That is a venom most uncomfortable. Ah, but it has led us to something good. A golden seed under this illusory bough. So let's see what we can think through. Magic grease. Solidified grease made from a mixture of magically resonant materials. Craftable item that coats armaments, adding magic damage to attacks. This effect lasts for only a short time. So what I think happened here is those spirits are angry because the Godric soldiers were trying to hunt them with magic grease. The sorcerer provided this in order to make it possible that they might be slaughtered and their fruit might be gathered up for the soldiers. There's some desire to slay the spirit that has been infested into the minds of those mindless soldiers. I don't know why that would be the case. But their stupid idea is something that must have snuck in. Cruel, cruel reality, that. But this isn't the only area that is worth interest. That one over there with the arterial leaf. Not only are these who live in death here, but also, as you can see, there is a prize awaiting us at the end of this area. That is quite convenient. I do so enjoy when the search for treasure is not one that comes up empty-handed. Now then, I imagine the moment that I take the loot from this commoner, more of those who live in death will arise in order to punish me for stealing from them. Let's see if that is true, just like when I got the Uchigatana. A smithing stone. Oh, no. No reprisal. Curious. Very unpredictable, these things. Or maybe it's just that I had already destroyed the ones that would have been putting me in danger. A dark spot, I suppose, indeed. Perhaps I ought to bring some light to that. Oh dear, they're still quite angry over there. Following these red and white flowers has led me to an interesting place over here, though. I'm sorry, friends. I didn't mean to anger all of you like that. Dear, oh dear. Lots of rune-bearing skulls in this graveyard, though. Oh, it would seem that didn't fare well for you. Do you not like fire, little undead? I don't think there's anything else for me here, though. So, let us move onwards. See what else the night might bring. Over this way. Oh, another battlefield of those ancient automata. Goodness, that is far more bats than is in any way comfortable, though. And there we go! I wonder if those bats gain their golden runes by eating men. Oh! Weakness is in Achilles' tendon. Those things always go down with a far too little fight if you sever their legs' protections. This is quite the field of red and orange, though. Oh, you silly, silly prisoner. How dare you? It's right up against this ruin, though. Very well. I shall seek out this precious item of which you speak. That's a lot of birds. 4 of them. It is a deathly place, I suppose. But a 5th one. A man has reclined to join them. Very interesting. A man who is like a bird, sitting amongst the ruins here, in this place of storm. Crossed legs. Let me join you and complete the set once again. Appreciation is at hand. Oh no! What a shame. But I can do this. And meditate upon this matter. The loss of the third bird. The partner that was at your side. I wonder how long this sort of relationship has gone on. But alas, it cannot go on forever. Bird's eye view must transition to Torrent's eye view. Oh. And a star observation device here. Rather dramatically standing night there. Starlight shards pointing also. Precisely in that direction. Almost as if it was staring at that monument. But instead, it's just out into the ocean. Well, actually, let's check and see. No. The Stormgate. Maybe Murkwater Catacombs. Let's see. There. Yeah, I think it might be directed to the Divine Tower. That might be what the star dial is actually looking at. It's hard to tell. It's this direction, however. So that is an interesting reality. Let's see if we can't find anything else of great interest on our travels over this way. A distant light. I wonder what that could be. You can't see it at this point. This tree almost looks like it's enwreathed with flames. Oh! That dog is angry at me. How dare you! So very rude. Where are you, friendly little scarab? Ah, that's a rather clever hiding spot. I wonder, how are these wolves so ensnared by Stormvale like this. Not only are they acting as... Not only are they being deployed on the winds, but they're also serving as guards in positions like this. Dear oh dear. There's clearly an actual role of protection here, with all these wolves gathering around this site. Oh! Darn it! 2 against 1 is a horrible situation for anyone. That was the most miserable loss, though. See? 1, 2, 3. Oh, the wolves fell down. They were not directly in conjunction with the Stormfist. The whirlwind accompanying the storm. 4! Whirlwind accompanying the wolves. And right along this path as well. The normal path you would expect people to take as a trap for those who emerge this way. And if we follow these flowers... How dare you, sir? Ah, they would lead us to the giant. Fire giant that isn't a fire giant. It's also very much worth noting this is a huge amount of sheep to be present in a situation where wolves are right over here. These are obviously tamed wolves who are operating in conjunction with the army. How did they acquire them? I will have to go down there and acquire that item. But the troll and that can wait. I've got to take on these wolves, acquire my runes, and probably face another chitin sellsword on the way. Goodness gracious. And so much crucifixion as well. This is a lot. And they're all stationed around this gatehouse area so that we can know that there is a threat to anyone who will approach, and hopefully that we'll be aware that these wolves and these soldiers are all loyal to Godric for some reason. It's a rather nasty sort of setup. Slow, little one. Physically and in the head, perhaps. You oughtn't pick a fight with me. Arrow's Reach talisman. Interesting. A talisman decorated with 3 arrows, carried by hunters of beasts, increases the range of bows. That certainly looks like it's on a bow with 3 arrows nocked. Very strange, insofar as only one of them is actually nocked properly, but maybe they're sort of symbolically supporting it. Barbarian's axe. I remember that. Now then, here we go. Actually, ears. That was not painful at all. Uneven ground is so treacherous. It's hard to gauge the distance properly. Frustrating at best. Perhaps I should have just stuck with the magic. More to the point, though. I ought to have dealt with that long ago. This is a much more reasonable distribution. There. Actually coming with the winds. Death is on the wind here, it seems. 4 wolves barking about. I guess I ought to face these ones as well. Why, yes, hello, giant. Oh, are you upset? Interesting to see your head aching like that. And down you fall. A proper send-off. An opponent who at the very least chose well his battlefield. I should have thought that through more. But what is done is done. At the very least, it's an interesting sort of view. Oh? First white wolf that we've seen here. I wonder if this was one big pack under her leadership. Where is it? There! A body just barely hanging on. And yet, departed from this world. What has it to offer? A golden rune. Not the worst. For defeating a giant, you get the golden rune. There's gotta be something to that. Is that a corpse down there? I might just have to go backwards and see if I can't find what is being hidden in that area. It seems it was intended to actually be an ambush on the way to Stormvale, but I shall go backwards through it. Give them a taste of their own medicine. Stormgate. Appropriate. What? Why are they hiding in bushes to make it impossible to see them? Well, that is going to be irksome. These wolves sure do know how to dodge around well. That troll probably needs to be dealt with first. Unfortunately, I suspect it will jump down if we don't kill it. Farewell. You are too slow. Sorry, friend, but you are gone. The wolves, I doubt, will actually just jump down from that height. But it will be interesting if they suddenly descend upon that place with a whirlwind. Good thing we know exactly how many of those there are. Oh, you didn't feel like jumping in like the others of your kind. Good for you, you've got something of a head on your shoulders. Not enough. You pressed your luck. Goodbye. Now let's see. That was one little encounter. These are some pretty good fortifications, though, all things considered. Pretty nice roadblock. Undermanned in some areas, though. I do. Appreciate that there's not a dearth of them once we get up here. Let's see if we can't sneak up on at least one of them over here. The one that's guarding the item we were actually interested in. And there we go. What have you here? Corpse. Completely unclothed and unaccompanied by anything but that circlet. A golden rune. These seem like they're intended to be enticing distractions, to pull you into your death. And that worked at least once for me. My. But this is a bloody field of flowers, though. What have you, sorcerer? A lump of flesh? Is that indicating you were horribly killed, that you were reduced to mincemeat? And that's right out to the gatefront ruins. We don't need to visit them again. Let's pass through this area. That is an interesting banner. I wonder if it's just the lights fading. It could be. It could be that that's simply a matter of it being faded colors on the fabric. The orange or red on the backing of the lion does not look anywhere near as vibrant as on the actual surcoat, though. Having completed that, now on to what we obviously have been waiting for. The Evergaol. It's quite the interesting prize. Way out over here. Away from all the action. Away from the actual path to the castle. It makes it more enticing, therefore, though. Very interesting challenge, perhaps. Let's see. Ah, that was deeply unfortunate. Oh. Oh dear. This will be a tough one. Gloam and crimson. I wonder if that's the actual shade of their armor, or if this jail is coloring them in a way that makes them less recognizable. Well, that won't be a good idea. Oh, a second mode of battle you have. Nice trick. Well, that went much better than the beginning. That's a very interesting armor there. Double-bitted axe with a mohawk, perhaps. far too long since I've used parrying. It will take a bit of practice. Perhaps I should combine the two playstyles. Well, I'm getting a little bit better at that parrying business, but this is still quite rough. Obviously, this person has a scorpion stinger on the shield there. That's a very classic sort of shield design. Their sword almost looks like the tip of a spear with its wings like that. They have some sort of tree roots type design, both on their shield. It's tree stump-like design, both on their shield and their torso as well. Very curious sort of outfit. Very interesting indeed. I'm glad this is getting far more easy as time goes on. Almost feels too easy. Well, good. That shift in way of acting, that creates an interesting dynamic. Also, it seems like they are wearing a cape of chainmail for some reason. I don't know why they would do that. Perhaps they're concerned with backstabs. Chain isn't the best arm or for such a protection, though. Good to know that the timing on the heals is not such that I will be able to actually heal up when they're down. That's unfortunate, but good to know. What the heck? I could actually defeat this guy, but... oh, it is taking something out of me to get to that point, and... I think, if nothing else, this proves that I am not ready for Stormvale Castle. If the prisoner they've left outside the door is A postman. Is this tough? It means the Lord must be even tougher. And I, therefore, need to find some way to become a more powerful champion. To journey into a place that I know is awaiting those who seek power and might. Not far to the east in Caelid, no. Down here. I shall find my way across and through. Past the Evergaol that I elsewise was able to find. And down this road. Across the bridge. To whatever that land is actually called. That shall be my next destination. Once I emerge from the land of sleep. Once I enter now again. Or come then into the land of the living. But for now, farewell into the rift of darkness.